guys, Vance and Nubs here, and welcome to the F-Series finale. Um, uh, yeah, it's time to end this. So let's end it. So I'm just gonna get right into it, coming back from Tucson, right? So I came back from Tucson on the bus, Greyhound bus. I got to Phoenix, I want to say around midnight-ish. It was pretty late in the night. Um, I was supposed to be picked up from a friend of mine. So when I got to the bus station, I called him multiple times and I did not get an answer. So I was waiting there for a while because he was supposed to come pick me up anyway. I was just calling to make sure he was still on his way. So I just gave it some time and waited, and waited, and waited, and waited. And he never came, never called me back. I tried calling again, didn't get an answer. I was probably there for like at least an hour or so. So then I hit up F, and I was just like, hey, no one coming to get me. And she's like, well, you should come to my place. She's like, I can pay for half of your cab if you can cover the other half, which I had just enough to cover it. So yeah, I ended up going over to her place and staying the night there. So the night that I went there was literally the night before I had to go to San Diego for Best of the West, the beer pong tournament. So and here's the thing, like I was supposed to have money on me. I had no money at all. So like even if I were to have made it to San Diego, I would have had no money. So at the time, yeah, I had no job. Like I said, living at home. Um, I went to Tucson and came back with nothing. And yeah, so my plan was to honestly ask my stepdad to lend me some money so I could go out there because he had done it for me before, and we worked something out. So I was going to ask him to do it again, but no, I didn't. F and I, honestly, I think we stayed up all night. Like when I got there, we just stayed up the entire time. I think just talking, if I remember correctly, until the point where, like, I looked at my phone to check the time, and I was like, okay, well now I have to call someone to come get me. But I chose not to, and I told her, oops, I guess I forgot. So I was like, you know what? We've been up all night. Let's go to bed. And so I was like, I'm shutting my phone off because obviously people are going to be contacting me. Oh wait, no, I didn't shut it off yet. I reached out to the people that I was supposed to ride with first, and I told them that they didn't have to worry about me, that they could head over there, that I had a ride over there. So I lied to them. I lied to my friends because I didn't want to tell them where I was, because I was embarrassed and ashamed that I had gone back over there when months earlier, not even months earlier, like weeks earlier, she had, slashed my tires and that all that shit went down. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going. So I stayed with her for months. So yeah, I ended up bailing on them, like straight up bailing on them. Um, I mean, luckily my entry was already paid, so they flew someone else out there to replace me last minute, um, which caused other shit, but that's not this story. Um, so yeah, I ended up just like ghosting everybody for months. It wasn't until later on, when another tournament was about to come out. It was called King of Arizona. It was the last tournament that the tournament organizer at the time was going to host. So I didn't want to miss that, considering I had put a lot of time at that point in. Um, so I made a post reappearing on Facebook in our Arizona beer pong group, apologizing for bailing on everyone. Basically said that, hey, I just bitched out and I'm just taking accountability so I can come to the tournament. All right, sorry about that. I'll see you guys this weekend or whatever. So yeah, I just kind of just threw that out there like it wasn't a big deal, you know. I didn't know what else to do, so that's how I handled that. Um, but when I made that post, Reina's brother was the first to comment on it, and he had said something like, "P.S. Reina misses you." And that, at the time, really triggered me. I was like, okay. And I responded. I was like, haha, that's not funny. And he responded with something like, oh no, for real, she really wanted me to. And she wanted me to send you this picture as well. And then he posted a picture of her in that post in our Arizona Beer Pong group. So at that point, people start chiming in and stuff, and it doesn't. The post starts to become about Reina and myself, and everybody's talking and stuff, and I'm like, oh, now I wish I went to Best of the West and stuff. People are like, oh man, she's so lucky, she's so she's so cute and stuff, and I'm just like, no, this needs to stop. Like everybody needs to stop adding to this. So on top of all this going on, everybody talking about Reina and I together, you know, everybody knows what happened with F and I. So everyone is under the impression that I'm done with F, right? No one knows. At this time, no one knows that her and I are talking. Everybody, I think people literally thought that, like legit, thought I was dead, like some people, which would be, you know, based on what happened, that absolutely made sense at the time. Um, Jesus, yeah, that made sense at the time. So yeah, I came back and so as all this is going on, I get a notification that F has requested to be in a relationship with you. I'm like, oh, perfect timing. Um, so I'm at a fork in the road at this point. I have a choice. I I either I either accept or deny, and here's the paths that lie ahead of you, depending on your choice. If you deny it, you can end it right there. Okay, just deny it. It was only a few months. You know, she slashed your slashed your tires. She slashed your tires, um, and honestly, like that was it. I didn't need anything else after that. Or okay, yeah, yeah. So if I would have declined it, you know, that's what would have been my excuse, and then I could have pursued this, right? Just kept it going, and no one would have ever known. No one would have known a fucking thing. I mean, she would have, her and I would have. She would have been mad, but I wouldn't have cared. I would have been pursuing Reina, right? So that's the route I could have went, or I could have went the route of accepting the friend request. Friend request. No, not friend request. If it was only that easy, you know, I could accept her relationship request and lose Rena again. Obviously, I accepted that request. I thought long and hard about both of them too before making that decision. I was like, nope, I don't know why, but I feel like I have to accept it. So I did. And not even 2 minutes later, someone else chimes in. And she's like, oh, I love how everyone is talking about Vance and this girl, and he just put that he's in a relationship with someone else. And I was like, oh, damn. That happened like immediately, like instant karma. Like, wow, yeah. Yeah, welcome back to Arizona Beer Pong, huh? It's just like, welcome back home, motherfucker. And, so, yeah. Sorry, I'm like, what the fuck am I at? So yeah, that's what happened. Her and I ended up being together from that point on. Um, we ended up breaking up at the end of the year that year, the day after Christmas. I had finally moved out, um, and moved in with my brother and his girlfriend at the time. We had got a place together, and I had a job. My dad helped me get a vehicle at the time, and life was starting to get better, you know. Um, so yeah, I think where the fuck did I get my apartment? I don't remember. It was early in the year though, but so once I got my apartment again, Best of the West was coming up again. It was in June, and you know I had committed this time. The guys had asked me if I wanted to play, and I thought that was cool of them. I was like, hey, you know, thanks for asking me again. After everything that happened last year, they were just like, dude, shit happens, whatever, you want to play or not? And I was just like, yeah. So ended up committing to the team again this year. One drunken night, I hit up F about a month before Best of the West. Um, Her friend had answered the phone actually. Yeah, I was drinking. I called her late at night, and her friend answered the phone and just like started going off on me. Um, and then she just like hung up on me. So I just let it go. Went to bed the next morning. My brother and I went to the storage unit to get some stuff for the apartment. I think we were in moving mode right now, just like or whatever. So while we're moving stuff and getting stuff, my phone rings and it's F. She's calling me, and by the time I get back to the car to answer it, it's like literally right before I hit answer, like I missed the call. So at that point, I'm like, okay, I have another choice. Okay, I have a choice again. I can call her back, or I can just leave it at that. Just leave it. Just fucking keep going on with life. All right, you were drunk last night. Just fucking leave it. Leave it. Move on. Keep getting your shit and go the fuck home. That's it. Obviously, I called her back. She's just like, what do you want? And then we just fucking start talking, you know. And then all of a sudden, we're planning on meeting up the next day, and we were pretty much back together that next day. So I let her know, hey, just to let you know, I'm going to Best of the West this year. I've already committed. I am not backing out again. I am not disappearing. I'm not doing the same thing as last year. I'm sorry, but I'm going. And she's like, yeah, I understand. Okay, that's fine. You can go. I get it. I go, okay, and another thing, yeah, because she knew about Reina, by the way. I don't think I brought that up yet. That is a big piece of this story. Holy shit, did I even put that down? Huh, no, I didn't even put that down. That's a big piece of it. So yeah, the first time we broke up, I think when she slashed the tires, she already knew about Reina. Because I wrote her a song a while ago, and I was like so proud of it. So like I would show everyone, and yeah, not thinking I showed her as well. So, and of course, instead of just saying, hey, check out the song I wrote, I had to go, oh, hey, so this person that I met here, that I had this crush on, that I wrote letters for, I wrote this song for, check it out, I'm so proud of it. Yeah, listen to this, girlfriend. So I could have definitely handled that better. I should have, but I was a dipshit. That was on me, 100%. So that makes sense as to why everything that is coming next in the story happens. Fuck, where the fuck was I? Oh yeah, I was going to Best of the West the following year. So when I went, I had told her, I was like, look, just got to let you know that Reina's going to be there as well, but you don't have to worry about her. I want you, no one else, and I just want to let you know, though, so it wasn't a secret, and you didn't find out later and get upset. She said, okay, that's fine. Thank you for letting me know. And I went to the tournament. So I told her she didn't have to worry, and I believed in that truly. Up until I actually saw Reina at the tournament. You know, I was doing a good job, I felt, of not seeing her. It was kind of like out of sight, out of mind. Everything was going good. And then I was walking back into the bar, and someone was like, hey, man, look, it's Reina. And I looked, and it was her. And I was like, oh, hey, I was like, hey, let me go inside, and I can so I can say hi and give you a hug and stuff. And so yeah, I did that, went inside and talked to her. Um, so at that point, I was just like, fuck, I'm fucked. Um, like everything just kind of came back, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, nah, dude, this is fine. This is fine. You're with someone. You love F. You love F. You're with F now. You made a choice. You knew about this. You knew she was gonna be here, but you still got back with her. So so yeah, her brother, who just loves teasing me about her at the time back then, who just always like do stuff. Like at one of the tournaments he was running, he literally announced, like in the tournament, when she got there, he was like, "Hey, Reina, Vance is looking for you." Like to the whole tournament. Like, why? Why would you? It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. She found me. It's fine. It's fine. So he was always just making comments, which was fine. I get it. It didn't bother me. It just I'm stating the fact that that's what he did. Um, he would say like, "Oh, what's up, dear John," or whatever. He called me that. I think that was a movie a long time ago, something like that. So yeah, when I saw him there, he saw me. He was like, "Oh, saying stuff about Raina again, his sister." He's like, "Oh, what's up, man? You still like trying to go after my sister and stuff?" And I had said something like, "Ah, nah, man. Yeah, I understand at this point that ship has pretty much sailed." You know. Uh, so yeah, after that, I kept calling F from that point on, and she was asking me like, why do you keep calling me? Because I just want to I was trying to reassure her that that she was mine and I was giving my attention to her, even though Reina was here, So that's why I kept calling her. Um, but eventually she was just like, you don't have to keep calling me. And I was like, all right, fine, whatever. Which I wish I would have kept calling her because what happened next, um, I went out to the patio. Usually people are always on that patio, but for some reason, this one time that I walked out there, Reina was sitting out there by herself. No one's ever out there by themselves, okay? And so obviously I have to go say hi to her and talk to her. So I'm like, hey, why are you out here by yourself? And she's like, oh, I'm just hanging out here, whatever. So we just start talking, and out of nowhere, I'm just like, so, I wrote you a song. Yeah, I told her I wrote her a song, and she was just like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah. Do you mind if I show it to you? And she's like, yeah, that's fine. Did you write it down or what? And I was like, no, I actually memorized it. So, oh, oh my goodness. No, wait. Okay, wait. Let me rewind real quick. Very key piece of information. Um, so another reason why I stopped contacting F at the tournament is because my phone also shut off that weekend. I think it shut off that Friday, and I think I saw Reina on the patio on Saturday that weekend. So my phone was actually off. So I actually couldn't even call F unless it was from like my hotel room or anything. So so my phone was off. So it's also important to know that because when I did bring it up with Reina that I had a song for her, I had to bring up an instrumental to perform the song. However, my phone was off, so I couldn't bring up the instrumental. So I played it off. I was like, what kind of phone do you have? Oh, you have an iPhone. That's way better than mine. Can you pull the instrumental up on your phone, please, so it'll sound better? Played it off cool. I had a piece of shit phone anyway, so it probably would have been better that way, regardless. Um, so yeah, I performed the song for her. But here's the thing, because I was at a beer pong tournament and it was the second day, my voice was kind of gone, and so I didn't really like sing it for her. I kind of said it to her. Um, One thing that really stood out to me in that event was when I started performing the song. I had told her, I was like, I had to give some context. I was like, okay, look, there's some parts in the song where I attempt to sing, but I'm not a good singer. Um, but since my voice is gone anyway, I'm just gonna say the whole song. But I just want it's the words pretty much. That's what's important. So and she's like, all right, yeah, that's fine. So she started the song. I got to the part where I was supposed to sing, and then once I did that part, I had started talking in the middle of the song, and I was like, yeah, that's the part where I was supposed to sing, and she kind of like hit my leg and like shushed me. She was like, shh, and like shut up and finish the song, like don't talk and don't ruin it. And I was like, yeah, dude, shut the fuck up, man, just fucking do the fucking song, to myself, not out loud. I didn't literally actually do that in front of her. Oh my god, good thing I didn't do that. Like in my head, I thought that. And I was like, yeah, just fucking finish the song. So I finished the song, and I was like, yeah, that was it. She was like, oh, like she loved it, honestly. Which, boom, made it so much harder, man. And so I was like, all right, well, and someone else had actually come out. So at the end of the song, like people started coming out, and one of the guys, one of the drunk fucking players just came and was like ruined the end. Like I didn't get to finish the song now that I remember. And I was like, oh, whatever. Well, this fucking dude came and ruined it, but the last part was just the chorus again to finish it. But that was pretty much it. That's what it fucking was. Okay, you motherfucker. If I were to have said if I were to drop his name right now, for those of you that know, you guys would be like, oh, of course him, yeah. That makes sense that he would be what it would be him. Yeah, just fucking drunk ass. Anyway, so yeah, I had left her. I went back inside or whatever, went my separate way. Not too much later. Okay, wait. Let me rewind again to the night before. So the night before, I don't think Raina was there yet. I think she got there Saturday. Because Friday night, I remember hanging out with some friends, and it was me and some Arizona guys, and it was some girl that was with us as well. It was 4 of us in their room, and so I had performed Raina's song to the Arizona Beer Pong group and some people already, so they had seen it before a long time ago, like after I first wrote it. And at this point, where Raina's hearing it at this tournament, it's like I want to say like maybe 2 years later. Like it was at least a year later. So it was a while later after I originally wrote it. So one of my friends that was there that night that I performed it, he was like, "Hey, didn't you write that song for Raina?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did." And he was like, "You should show it to us." So I was like, "All right, that's fine. We were drinking, having a good time, and why not? I'm at Best of the West, so obviously it was going to come out eventually." Sorry, I got it. Okay. So yeah, I performed the song. Here's the thing that kind of bothered me. So my friend that asked me to perform it, he pretty much paid attention the whole time. The other two kind of didn't really pay attention for like the first 30 to 45 seconds, like at the beginning chorus part. I'll actually upload the song. I actually have a few other songs. You guys saw my first one. I might redo that one as well to see the progress, because I've been practicing again and I feel like I'm much more fluid and more smooth. And I have other songs as well. I'm going to do like maybe a video of like 3 to 5 of them just to show you guys, so it's a longer video and you can get them at once. But I'll show you guys the song that I wrote for her, so that way you guys can see it along with other songs. And then you'll understand what I mean, which part they started like ignoring. And then I started actually getting into like the actual rapping part, and they started paying attention a bit, like, okay, wait a second, he's actually like spitting some fucking bars over here, right? So once I was done, they were like, hey, can you do that again? And I was like, you know what? No. You should have fucking been paying attention to me the first time, because you thought I was a fucking joke, and you thought fucking Lil Nubbies is just gonna say some fucking stupid dorky ass fucking song for this chick, and then you were like, what the fuck? So no. And I didn't. I stood my ground. I didn't do it again until the next day, of course. So the hater, right? Yeah, the one that like was hating on my song and then was like, oh shit, dude, like you should say it again. after I had performed it for Reina, woo! Oh, that one was close. Oh God, because this is one shot. Watch, one shot. I got this. Woo! Oh man. So after I performed it for Reina, my friend came over and he was like, "Hey man, I told Reina about your song." And I was like, "Yeah man, I showed it to her." And he was like, "Yeah, she told me." And she really liked it. And I was like, "Yeah, I know, that's what she told me." And he's like, "Hey man, all you gotta do is put yourself out there, right?" And I was like, "That's all I did, man." It's like when I'm, all right, look, so it's like when I'm telling these stories, like I feel it coming back, like I'm reliving it, but only because I'm caught in the moment of the story. Once I'm done with the story, I'm back to reality. And yeah, so just throw that out there, back into the camera. So yeah, so I think we actually ended up getting second that year. Yeah, we lost in the finals. I think by one game to Vegas. Yeah, good game, guys. Good game. Still think about it. So yeah, so that's what happened there. So when I came home, first thing I did was I told F right away. Like I realized I was like, shit, maybe I shouldn't have performed that song for her, but it already happened. So I came home immediately due to guilt, whatever it is, and I told F, I was like, hey, I saw Raina there. I just want to let you know nothing happened, but I did perform the song for her. She was like, why did you do that? And I was like, I don't know, honestly. When I performed it for her, I just told her that, it was kind of like a sentimental gift that I didn't want to go to waste. Um, so honestly, I just felt maybe at the time that I was never going to get the chance to ever show her the song. So I think I performed it for her, even though I had no voice, just so she could at least know the song existed. Um, so that's why I told her. And I also told her, I was like, look, in case it ever came back and you ever found out, I just wanted you to find out from me instead of someone else. Because regardless of if you found out from me right now or someone else, I'm getting in trouble either way. But I'm gonna get in more trouble if you find out from someone else and you're gonna come to me and say, why didn't you fucking tell me this? Which is why I'm fucking telling you this. Because I'm not in that much trouble as I would have been had I not done this. That's the conclusion I came to by analyzing the situation, and that's the decision I made. And I think looking back, that's why I made that decision. Just so she could fucking know it. I did it. Um, so we talked about it. We moved on from it. We just moved on. Um, so her and I would actually go to this bar that actually had World Series rules. It was a beer pong tournament with World Series rules, which is what I play. But none of our beer pong guys like went. It was a bunch. It was at this club, and like the tables were literally like right next to each other. It was really awkward to play in. But F and I loved going out there because no one went there. So we were able to play together and not have to deal with the actual beer pong people. um, so one night that we were there, they would sell tacos, like street tacos out there, which were like super amazing. Um, so someone was walking around saying, "Hey, like us on Instagram, and you can get like 2 free tacos." I didn't have an Instagram at the time, so F obviously liked it and got her tacos, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't have an Instagram." And the lady was like, "Well, just make one." And I was like, "I don't know how." And F was like, "Oh my God, just give me your phone. I'll make one for you real quick." And so she made one real quick and liked the bar, and we both got our tacos, right? So obviously, I mean, if that's all it took for free tacos, obviously I'm gonna make an Instagram for tacos, right? So now that you know that, we're going to fast forward to I tried hitting up Reina on Instagram. Okay, I was at work one day, and for this story, it was around Christmas time. F was not satisfied with our cricket service at the time, so she wanted to switch to Metro. Um, so I agreed. I was like, okay, look, we'll wait until Christmas. I usually get, a little bit of money for Christmas. My family actually gave her some money as well, which was nice of them. So we combined our money and decided, all right, we're going to switch to Metro. We're going to get a free phone for now, and then we're going to wait. We're going to wait to get her a new phone, and we'll have two phones, and I'll just take the free phone that we get. I don't believe she was working at the time, so I was taking the phone to work, I believe, was the situation. I could be mixing things up. But point is I had the phone and we only had one. That's all you need to know. That's the main point. So while I was at work, I was entrusted with a task to take a group of people in my department, maybe like 4 of them, not a big group, 4 people and myself, to the opposite side of the building where we needed work to be done. So he's like, Vance, can you handle this? I'm like, yeah, I got it. We'll go over there and we'll knock it out. So I essentially was playing like assistant supervisor over there. So, and I played the part. Like I pretty much managed everyone. I was like, hey, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna do this, this, and this. Here's how much work we have. This is what we're gonna do and how we're gonna get it done. And then they're good. And then I just support and kind of manage. So since I only had like 4 people, they were set up. It was really easy work. I decided to, get on my phone and my downtime. So I was bored. Really gonna say this. So I'm really good at stalking people, right? And I'm an analyst. You know what? No, I'm not good at stalking people. I overanalyze things and I come to conclusions based on data and research. However, in order to collect that data and research, I need to research the data. So I just do research and I notice patterns, and over time I just realize things is what I do. So what I realized about Raina is at the time she'd only activate her Facebook profile at specific times of the year. I specifically noticed before 2 big tournaments. That was the World Series and then the Best of the West tournament that we went to. So unless I just that's when I paid attention and noticed. But that's when I mostly saw her active. She would pop up randomly. I'm like, oh my God, there she is. But then there would randomly be times where she would pop up and then disappear for whatever reason. So me, being bored at work, not wanting to help, I would go onto Facebook and look her up from time to time to see if it was activated. It was not at that time. However, I do remember, on one of her sister's profiles that I was friends with, you know how you can link your Instagram to Facebook? Well, she had posted a picture on Instagram that went to Facebook that had Raina's username on it. It was tagged, right? So I was like, oh, I have an Instagram from getting those tacos. So I'm going to get into it, and I'm going to look her up and see if I can find her. And I did. So once I found her, I reminded myself that we have one phone, that your girlfriend of 2 years is at home waiting for you, and you know that when you go home, all you do is play video games while she is on the phone. So you have the phone at work, she has it at home. So if we go down the path that we are thinking of going down, here's what's going to happen. You're going to hit that follow button. You're going to try and talk with her. You're going to try and delete the messages out so that way F doesn't see you talking to Raina, because we already know what that's gonna fucking cause. So are you sure we want to go down this road? So we would stare at the phone and stare at that follow button and say, do you want to press it or not? After some time of thinking, um, yeah, we pressed it. Pressed follow. I was like, okay, cool, we did it. Whoops. Like when I used to write her letters and drop it in the Dropbox, I just whoops. Whoops, oh, I already pressed it. I can't go back now, right? Because she's going to get a notification that I'm trying to follow her, but then it won't be there when she goes to see it. She's going to be like, what the fuck is going on with this dude who showed me this song not too long ago and then is hitting me up? So I was thinking, like, if I am hitting her up right now, another thing that she's going to think is the only reason why Vance would be hitting me up right now after what happened at Best of the West of him singing this song. I know he was with that girl still. So if he's hitting me up now, he must be done with her, is what I'm guessing was going through her head. I'm trying to just do the whole scenario, right? So that is what I think she is going to think, right? So I also have to take that into consideration. So, another thing, F and I had just gotten that lease on that apartment in like November. And like I said, it was Christmas time, so maybe a month or two. And I thought about all this stuff. I legit thought about all of this stuff as well. And I just didn't care. I guess I just didn't care. I don't know. So I was like, great, I hit the follow button, now I had to wait for her to see if she was going to accept it or not. And I was checking that phone like every 30 seconds, no joke. I don't even know for how long. To where I probably like 2.5 minutes went by, and I just went, yep, she hates you. Oh well, now I guess you can go to work and actually help these people, huh? That's what you get. Karma's a bitch. And so yeah, I was pretty disappointed. I brought it upon myself. I was like, yeah, that's what I get, dude. You're with someone. Like, you shouldn't have done that. So, I actually start working, I'm like, whatever. And I get a notification. And obviously I hear it, and I fucking rip that phone out of my pocket to check. And she accepted my request. Obviously, I was super happy about that. So the first thing I did, obviously, is I went and I messaged her, like, immediately. I just said, I think I just said hi or hey. Honestly, that was it. After I said hi, I started going through her pictures. Oh, I got pretty far. And this is a habit that I was in back in the day. I was in this habit of double tapping on pictures to zoom in on them. Okay? Like I said, the only reason why I had an Instagram was to get some fucking free tacos. So this was not, like, it wasn't even my second time using it. I don't even think I used it the first time. So this was literally my first time using Instagram ever. So I was scrolling through it. I was probably like 3 or 4 years deep in her pictures, and I went to go zoom in on one of her pictures, so I thought, and all of a sudden I saw this little heart pop up, and I just was like, oh shit, and I panicked, and I double tapped it again, and unliked it. I don't know why, I didn't know what else to do. That was literally like, I just, whoops, that's even worse, because my original fear of, oh, hit follow, now change your mind, oh, she's going to see the notification, and then she's going to be like, where is it? So I dodged that first bullet, but the second bullet, it got me a bit. And I was like, oh shit, that one grazed me. So I liked it and unliked it. And I immediately went and messaged her again after that. And I was like, hey, so I was totally just creeping through your pictures, right? And I accidentally liked and unliked one of your pictures. Yeah, I just wanted to let you know, I hope you're doing well. And that was it. And I was just like, yeah, dude, you fucking made an ass of yourself. Way to go, dude. You lasted a whole 6 minutes. So, yeah, I went back into, you just fucked it up again. She hates you. Why did you do that? Why did you even send that message? You can't even take it back. Just delete your Instagram and cut your losses. Um, till later on when I got a response. And I was like, oh, here we go. She's gonna tell you to fuck off. Like, really? Are you serious? And I open it and I'm just like, um, and her response really throws me off because it says, hey, no problem. That's what they're there for. How have you been? She didn't even care. Like, she didn't fucking care that I was like fucking creeping on her pictures and like I liked it deep in her fucking like. She's just like, cool. Yeah, no, that's what they're there for. Yeah. Like them all. I don't give a fuck. Like, it's pretty much how she played it off. I was like, huh, all right. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, no, I'm doing good. So I think my response was something to like, oh, no, okay, cool. I'm doing good as well. I'll be doing much better once the new year comes or something stupid because in my head, God, you're such an idiot. Like, fucking, you're really gonna say this out loud, dude? So at the time, I was like, yeah, I'll be better in the new year because in my mind I was like, oh my gosh, she responded. I gotta leave F now. So I started planning on leaving F 2 months into our 12-month lease. So yeah, she didn't respond after that. So from the time I sent that message to her until like I got off of work, I was just like, oh my God, how am I gonna leave F? It's gonna be amazing. Raina and I are gonna be together like I was always supposed to. How am I gonna execute? And so yeah, I went home later that night, and I was playing video games, and she was on the phone around, I want to say like 7:30, 8:30. It was one of those, or 6:30. I don't know, around that time. I just hear like she's on the phone, right? I'm not hearing anything go off, any sounds. I'm playing video games, so we have a futon, right? So it's like, so we have a futon with a TV. Not playing with myself, I'm playing video games, and she is. Oh, God. All right, so I'm here facing the TV playing video games. She's on the phone over there, right? So my back is to her. So my back is to her, and I just hear a notification go off. And as I'm playing, I'm just like, and I'm just thinking, oh God, it's happening. I just kept saying to myself, please don't be Raina. Please don't be Raina. Please don't be Raina. Please don't be Raina. And I just feel the phone hit my back. Like she just tossed it at me, it hit my back, and she just goes, it's for you. And I'm just like, and I'm just laughing, like nervously. I don't know what to do. Like I already have a nervous laugh, but this was not just a nervous laugh. It was like a nervous laugh with like a happy laugh because Raina had just, responded to me from earlier. The nervous laugh was because I was pretty much fucked for my actions and my consequences were about to come beat the fuck out of me. And so I don't even remember what she responded. I just looked at the phone. I just looked down. I just remember seeing a response from her. I don't know what it said. I just remember smiling and laughing. And she's just like, oh, is that fucking funny? And I'm just like it's not, but it is. And I didn't say that. I just was laughing, and I couldn't stop. And it just made things worse. And she was just yelling at me. And I just took it. Like I couldn't say anything, and I just was like always like I'm never wrong, right? That's the attitude I had back then, to where I would just fucking turn it around on her, and I just took it because I was absolutely wrong, 100% on that. And so what followed don't even remember what happened the rest of that night. Obviously, she was pissed. I just went back to work the next day. I took the phone again. So obviously, I was not feeling good because I made some bad decisions and I got yelled at. And I don't like getting yelled at, especially when I'm wrong. I was wrong, and I don't like being wrong. And so I was all petty and like meh, meh. While I was at work, I got sent back to the same spot, same group of guys, and I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna go read those 4 messages that we have and reminisce with what we still have. And then I went to the messages, and there were no messages. There were 0 messages. Um, they were deleted, and I worked at like 5 in the morning, Arizona time, so I think they're an hour behind. So I want to say I got sent over there immediately in the morning. I want to say at like 5:36ish. I had went to go look at our messages and they were gone. So it was early in the morning. So her and I, like I was still following her. Like I could still see her messages and stuff. Like I could still see her pictures. And then I was like, huh, the messages are deleted. And I was thinking, well, that's dumb. Like I thought it was kind of like Snapchat, how like once you see it, it's gone. For some reason, I believe that was a thing for Instagram with my ignorance and lack of knowledge on it. So I was like, well, that's stupid. How am I supposed to? Wow, okay. And then I just got pissed. I didn't even think of anything else. I just thought that's how it worked. So I came back later to check her profile to look at her pictures, and I was no longer able to see them. And I just thought, okay, no, that makes sense. I thought she had just, gotten mad or whatever, something happened. I don't remember what the fuck I was thinking. I don't know. But all I know is I couldn't see her shit, and it threw me off, but I didn't think anything of it, and I thought it was fine. I just was like, you know what, don't even question it, it's fine. So then, about a week later, so the World Series of Beer Pong used to be January 1st through 5th. It's now during the summertime. And remember, this happened around Christmas time. So a week later, around January 3rd-ish, I want to say, sometime there, Facebook memory popped up of a picture of me and some people at the World Series in Vegas. So, I posted it in the Arizona Beer Pong page. I was just like, I love the picture. I don't remember what it was. I posted it, and I think this was like the first post I'd ever posted since I posted the return of where the whole, I love how Vance and this girl are talking and he's in a relationship. When all that happened, I actually think this was the first time I posted in there. Not that I was like ghosted or anything like that. It was just, I don't think anyone was posting. So I posted the picture, and again, it's like deja vu. Reina's brother is the first to comment. But this time, it's not a playful little jab. It's a, hey bro, I got a pic for you that you can whack off to. Because saying things like that to my sister, Reina, is not cool. Back off the shit, bro. Or something to that effect. And I was just like, when I read it, I was at home. I remember I was at home because she was sitting on the not the futon, on our sectional, and I have a futon. And I believe she had her phone now. I think we got her phone. That's why I was on the phone at home, because we both had our phones now. And I see what he says, and I turn to her, and I fucking snap on her. Like I lost it. And I'm just like, what the fuck did you say to Reina? And she's like, what are you talking about? I was like, oh, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? Her brother said, and I read back what he had said to me, and I was like, so why would he say that? Because what I said to her wouldn't have fucking like caused this. And she just like with a straight face was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. And we just argued for a bit, and it got to the point where she convinced me. Like I believed it. Like I was like, maybe it was something I did. Like she convinced me. And I was like, all right, cool. You know what? Let me reflect. I can't look at the messages, but let me try and remember what was said, where she could have made this decision to truly just be like, fuck you, Vance. And I was just like, the only thing I could think of was I said creeping. I said creeping because he said, I got a pic for you to whack off to. So I was like, oh, because I said I was creeping on her pictures, maybe she was like, oh, he said he was creeping on my pictures and he liked a picture from like 4 years ago and stuff. And he was probably like, oh, so he was like fucking whacking off to your pictures? What a fucking little faggot. And fucking said something. And that's what he said. And I was just like, wait, what the shit? So I thought, because I said creeping, he took that and twisted it around like that. So I was like, okay, well, wait a minute. And I messaged him. I was just like, hey, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. The 4 messages that we exchanged, it didn't seem like she was offended in any way by what I said. So can you explain what you're talking about? Because I don't know what you're talking about. And he didn't respond, which really did not help the situation because my fucking anxiety, oh my god, that did not fucking help at all. Yeah. So, moving on to months later, her and I, like I said before, we were a good couple. When once I let go of that bullshit and she, once we both just stopped fucking arguing and actually just enjoyed each other's time, we were actually a great couple, to be honest. And once that incident happened, we were great. Honestly, looking back, nothing was going wrong. I can't think of anything that went wrong. It just like I can't remember anything great that happened either. But I just remember it being like a peaceful, quiet time, nothing going wrong. Sure, a little bickering, normal stuff, but overall, nothing like it used to be. It was good. Until one day we were having a little bickering, and I don't remember what she had said. I remember what I said, but I don't remember what she said to trigger me. But it obviously triggered me because I don't say my trigger words unless she says something to trigger me. So I had brought up Raina, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I know, okay, I'll stop because I don't want you messaging Raina again. We don't need that. But like as a joke, because we had moved beyond that, and everything that had happened from, slashing the tires to everything else. Yeah, all that shit. Um, yeah, we would just joke about it. So I just thought it was okay to joke about that, but she, like, it triggered her. And she was just like, you know what? Fine. Yeah, I messaged her, okay? And I was just like, okay. I was like, excuse me? What did you say? She's like, yeah, I messaged her. And I was like, okay, well, what'd you say? And this is the story she gave me, okay? This is all she said. She said, I first messaged her as you, and I asked her if I had any chance in hell with her. And her response was, no, Vance, you need to be with your girlfriend who you love. That's all she said that was exchanged between me and Raina. Then she said she contacted Raina as herself. And she said to her, Vance is going to break up with me because he thinks he has a chance with you. She said Raina's response was, oh, that's crazy. Which F responded, yeah, so you should say something to him. And Raina said no. Those 6 sentences, 6 messages, is what she told me happened. And that's it. So my 4 messages, the one I didn't see, those extra 2, and then hers, is all that happened. So this is way months later, like 6 to 10 months later, somewhere in that window. And So a lot of time has passed since this incident. I let go of Raina at the time. I feel like I truly did, which is why F and I were able to be fine and be good. So when this happened, my mind, like as an analyst, I was picking holes in this story, and I'm just like, okay, something's not adding up here. Um, that doesn't explain why he called me out like that back then. But I think I just kind of blew it off because I was more focused on the fact like, you know what, that doesn't matter. Let me focus on what she said. Okay, so she didn't say no, he has no chance. She also didn't want to tell me anything. So in my mind at the time, I was like, oh, she said that because she does feel the same about me, and she's just gonna fucking be like, no, like, that's not the case. I know how you are. I know how toxic you are. He's gonna come to me. I'm just being patient, type of thing. And I was like, cool. So my hope is back. I don't know. See, now that I'm trying to explain it, it doesn't even make sense. I can't even explain it because my mind was so fucking fucked at the time. But whatever it was, I convinced myself that I had a chance with Reina once again. So from that period, from that moment, from finding that out until we finally broke up, um, yeah, I pretty much like, resented her to this day. Like that. That's why I made this series. I made this series so I could tell this story about that Instagram um, incident of what happened because I feel that is the actual reason that I truly, truly, truly lost her. And when you hear the songs that I wrote, um, it'll just make more sense. Um, but we're still not even done. We still have a lot to go. I don't even know how fucking. Oh my god, fucking 57 minutes, Jesus. Alright, oh my god. Drawing. What the. Um, alright, let's keep going. Let's keep it going. It's the finale, guys. It's the finale. I'm doing it in one shot. Not even gonna be part two. Fuck that. I'm gonna put it all in one shot. Get it all fucking done with. I'm not even doing that. You know what? All right now. Whatever I say right now is what I need to say. And then I can fucking move on. So where was I? Where the fuck can you pull up my shit? So yeah, my hope had returned, and we ended up in a bad situation. F and I, we were in a weekly hotel because we had ended our lease. We weren't sure what we were going to do. We were going to get in this weekly motel, hotel, until we found a new place. We were going to save money and then get our own place like we did before. Yeah, actually, the year before we got our apartment, we actually were at this weekly hotel, and we told ourselves once we got our apartment, we were never going to go back. And we were back about a year and a half later, a year to a year and a half later. This is where we were at our lowest point in our relationship. This is when I finally left her. I'm not proud of how I left her. Especially now that I'm better than how I was back then. I actually hate the way that I left her, but I feel like in order to grow from it and move on from it, I have to share it with you guys and everyone and take accountability and responsibility for my actions that I did before. Because if I can't, I'm just going to keep doing it over and over. And I hold this shit inside of me. And the stuff that I'm going to share with you guys is stuff that's really, like, it runs really fucking deep for me, which is why I wasn't able to tell this story, because as I was reflecting and remembering the story, I was trying to make her look like the bad person, and I realized that I am just as fucking as bad of a person as her, and I didn't want to accept it and realize it, and I'm a shit dog, and I accept it now, and I understand. But just because I accept it doesn't mean I still can't be better. I can be a good shit dog. Better than just being a shit dog, you know? So I guess that's what I'm striving for right now, and I feel like this is the best strategy that I've come up with to achieve that. So, before I keep fucking rambling on about irrelevant shit, fuck, moving forward, my hope return. Yeah, so the way I left her was, she didn't have a job for a while, so it was really rough, because I was working, I had the vehicle, so and honestly, the weekly rent there was like 300, 325-ish a week. My paychecks at the time were almost 400 maybe, and with her having just unemployment, it was literally our situation was I had to work, my paycheck went to the, and I got paid weekly, so every week on Friday my paycheck would go to the room so we had the roof over our head, and then we would use her unemployment check to get whatever else we needed, which was honestly, if we were in that situation now, like I think we would be able to sustain that. We would be able to handle it perfectly now because we failed at it before in a different mentality. But if we were to come together now at this point with a different mentality, I think we would have been able to do it much better. But because we weren't, like we were in a dark place and we resented each other constantly. I constantly tried to leave her from that apartment, but she had no job, and I just was like fuck you, like I'm leaving you here with nothing. Like the rent is up in 3 days. I have a vehicle. I'm going back home. You can figure out what the fuck you're gonna do. But you got 2 days. You have no job, nowhere to go. Bye. I'm fucking out. And she would stop me all the time, and I would stay, you know, after hours and hours and hours of, you know, conversations. So she eventually got a job, and one of my days off that she was working, I waited till she was at work. I packed all of my shit, and I left and went to my dad's. She knew where I was going, but I didn't care because I was leaving her. At the time, some of her coworkers, I don't know how the hell they did this. I don't know what they were doing, but some of her coworkers came to our weekly hotel and ended up getting the room right next to us. I don't know how they pulled that off, like I said. And we were probably like 45 minutes away from where they worked, which is what threw me off. And the couple that moved in next to us, like they lived closer there and they came over here. So, oh my God, looking back. You! Alright, looking back, okay, this is what she was doing now. Holy shit, I don't even realize it till now. This is what she was doing. Because she ended up moving in temporarily with those people after they left. You little bitch. She was going to leave me. That's why they went over there. So they came over there for a bit, and she was going to leave me with them. But I left her first. Or maybe I'm just justifying and coming up. Maybe I'm just coming up with a story to justify why I did what I did. It doesn't fucking matter. You know what? Fuck you. You were going to leave me first. Fuck that. This is my story. Alright? You want to tell your story? Make your own fucking channel. This is my story. So you know what? That's what she was going to do. You know what she was going to do? She was going to fucking leave me. But I left her first. And here's how. Yeah, packed all my shit. But you know what? I did leave some stuff for her. I had got her a Samsung tablet for her birthday that year. We had to pawn it pretty quickly soon after. But I had gotten that tablet out of the pawn shop for her. I got her a carton of cigarettes. We were smoking like crazy. So I got her a carton of cigarettes. I left half of the rent there, and then I left her a book for her to read. And that was it, I think. And then, so we actually had one of these whiteboards, and I just wrote I'm so sorry on it, dot, dot, dot. That was it. I, of course, I can't just like leave like that without being a little petty. So what I did is I took her TV. Yeah, so it was a pretty nice TV. I wanted it. So I took it and I drove it far away. So when she got home, she texted me, and the only thing she said was, "Vance, that's my TV." And I was like, "No, too fucking bad. It's my TV. I gave you everything you need. You're good to go. You have a TV in that room." Um, anyway, so that went on for a couple days to where I eventually, she was like, "Bring it back," and I was like, "Fine," and I brought it back. Um, I brought it back on my way to work. So because I know how she is, I didn't park in the parking lot of the hotel. I parked in the street where I could just like drop the TV off and run back to my car and just fucking drive off, so she couldn't like chase after me and stand behind the car and cut me off at the entrance, because there was only one way in or out. So if I would have parked in the parking lot, it would have she could have cut me off right there, and I would have been fucked. So I thought ahead. So I also put the TV right in front of the door, then knocked on the door, so that way if she would have chased after me, she would have had to jump over the TV to come after me. So I had it placed, and I knocked, and then I just like, I fucking just like started walking off. And then I just heard her say, "Thank you," and I just left and went to work. So, yeah, that's how I left her. I was not proud of it, you know. I had to do what I had to do. I had tried leaving her before. I have tried talking to her before to leave and be civil. That does not work at all. At all. Um, so yeah, I had done many, 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 many things before I got to that point of thinking that was my only option left. Um, it could have turned out way worse, but that's how it ended. Um, so, and in Valentine's Day earlier that year, going back to Raina, you know, I truly believed that I was gonna be able to fix things with her. I left F in the same manner um, the day before Valentine's Day earlier that year. Um, but that one was a little bit more, a little bit more harder because of the situation of that she didn't have anywhere she was going after that at that point. She was in that apartment by herself, and but the dumb thing was we were both on the lease, so it didn't even matter if I left or not, because I still would have to pay half, and I was paying half. The plan was to go to my mom's. I would pay half the rent there while I saved up money at my mom's, but my stepdad decided to be his usual self, and so I left. I pretty much had to pick between two poisons, and I picked the poison in my own castle with my name on it. So yeah, after that, we had broken up. We didn't see each other for, we did see each other a couple months later, very briefly. You know, we had talked a bit. We were thinking about getting back together. She was in an apartment with those people that she moved out with, but something happened with them, and they ended up leaving to where she had it by herself, where she was saying, you know, you can come here with me, and then we can live here for now and then get our own place. I wasn't convinced at all at the time. I did enjoy seeing her again, but I wasn't ready for that. So during that time, I ended up pretty much yelling at her. Basically, one of my beer pong friends and I were hanging out, and we were talking shit to each other on the beer pong table like normal. And I was like, "Bro, there's nothing you can say to me, dude. I've been through shit. Like, nothing's gonna fucking get to me like anymore. It never did before, and now it won't now." And he's like, "I think I have something that can get to you." I was like, "Probably not, dude. What are you gonna say? You're gonna bring up Raina? Oh, I don't care, bro." And he's like, no, not that. And I was like, oh, you're gonna bring a F? I don't care. Say whatever you want about her to me. I was like, oh yeah, really? And pretty much said that they were, yeah, just I don't know. I guess they ended up talking or something, and it really fucking pissed me off. So and I was drinking, so I was drunk. I heard him say that to me, and yeah, he did have something to piss me off because I wanted to fucking murder him right there. He was trying to explain, oh, nothing happened, dude. Once we found out like who we were talking to, um, nothing happened. But here's the thing: both of them are notorious for being pathological liars. So I really didn't fucking believe them at all, either of them. And it was weird because the stories that they both told, like it almost sounded scripted. Like, I don't know, like maybe I'm just tripping, maybe it was because I was drunk, but it sounded really, really, really similar. Like they both went, okay, we're on the same page, so let's try to make it a bit different if he asks so it doesn't sound similar. And I think so much time passed that when it did happen, they were like, oh fuck, what was the script? Just gonna go buy it. And they both like almost said the same thing. So that's what fucking made me like not believe a word she fucking said because she was already lying before, about Raina and not messaging her and then telling me later, right? So once that happened, all that shit came back and I went, you know what? Fuck you. I'm done. And yeah, I just ignored her. She would hit me up constantly every day after that and I wasn't responding. As hard as it was at first, I was emotional and mad, so it was easy not to respond. After a few weeks went by and I got over it, she kept hitting me up, and I was just like, "Fuck!" And it's getting hard not to respond. Um, when we were talking at that time, we had a deep conversation. She was just saying, I don't want you to leave me, and I'm like, "Look, we were holding hands." And I was like, just do me this one favor. Don't let go of my hand. Whatever we go through, if I'm in front, I'm going to fucking drag you through it. Whatever shit we go through, I'm going to drag you through it. I'm going to drag us through it. Just don't let go of my fucking hand, and we'll be there. All right? Don't let go. And you don't have to worry about anything. We'll always be there. So after that incident happened, I went off on her, and then she kept contacting me, and I was not responding. The final message that she sent me was, I'm letting go now, with like broken heart emojis. And that was a very tough moment for me because I was about to respond and I somehow resisted. And here I am now, 2+ years later, still single, still haven't been with a woman. Yeah, you know what? I'm not even ashamed to admit this. Back when we first saw each other that last time, yeah, we slept together one time, 1.5 kind of. I'm not gonna explain that. Okay. Yeah, you are. Okay. So the first time was obviously a normal session, right? Like deep session. The other time we were good at first, and then it kind of died. She had talked about potentially being pregnant. I was against kids. She was worried about telling me. She's like, "Oh, I might be pregnant. What do you think about that?" And I'm like, or something like that. And I was like, "You know what? I'm honestly fine with it." She's like, "Okay, well, it was a scare." So I don't know. The pregnancy came up. I said I was accepting to it. She said she was fine with it. And basically, I tried to get her pregnant. We tried to get pregnant in those 1.5 attempts. Okay, so the first time was full on, yeah, just fucking cream pie like no other. And then the second time, like it died halfway, so I finished myself off, and right before I finished, I put it back inside of her and then finished. So that is what 1.5 times means. So yeah, and that was in like middle of April of 2017. Yeah, so over 2 years ago. I have not had sex in over 2 years. I haven't been on a date. Nothing. Like I've just been like trying to just work on me because in all this time of self-reflecting, I have realized I have a lot of fucking shit that I need to fix on myself. So that's what I've been doing, and I realize that I can't be with anyone until I fix all those things. And yeah, like relationships honestly scare the fuck out of me right now. Like even just going out to hook up with women fucking scares me. Like I don't even want to do Tinder or any of that. That's why I have like not like been sexually active. I did try a few times earlier, you know, a long time ago, like a year and a half ago, but I don't even know how to do that, and I failed all the attempts I tried. So I mean, I did try, but then eventually I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna get caught up with this. The world, the way it is now, not. And the way F responded to the D that I gave her, and if I gave it to someone else, then and I got the same reaction, she would just be super clingy, and I wouldn't want that. And I was just like, nope, not worth the risk. I can take care of myself. But it's getting to a point where taking care of myself isn't as enjoyable as it used to be. But that is not what this story's about. Okay, you went a little too deep there. Okay, so yeah, I have not been with anyone else since then. Just want to throw that out because yeah, fuck the world, nasty. Anyway, so after I broke up with her, months later, one of my old friends had hit me up out of the blue. We randomly talk every once in a while. We used to be roommates and beer pong partners. And he actually happened to, his new beer pong partner was Raina's brother. So he had hit me up and we were talking. He's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, good, man. You know, I'm just working. I was talking about F, and I was like, dude, this is what I went through with her. And so some context for the situation that's about to happen. When F and I did see each other those times when I tried to impregnate her, I had talked to her about my friend that I'm about to speak of, Raina, and her brother. So I saw that her brother and my friend were going to be World Series partners, which him and I were World Series partners first, so that was kind of like a big thing to me. And I was thinking, I was like, why, of all people, is he going to play with Raina's brother? Because he knew what she was to me. So that threw me off. Remember, Raina would activate her Facebook from time to time, and it was around World Series time, so her Facebook was activated. Some things that I noticed while it was activated is her brother posted a video of her swinging at a pinata, right? I don't remember seeing a video of anyone else hitting a pinata, just her. So, and someone like commented, oh, is that Raina? And I'm just like, dude, are you dumb? Yeah, can you not fucking see who it is? And I was like, okay, that's fine. So then Raina posts a picture on her brother's wall. And here's the picture. There's 3 different pictures that are similar. It's at a beer pong tournament. In these 3 pictures, it's a picture of my friend, myself, Raina, and then Raina's partner who she's playing with in the tournament. So it's us playing on a table, and then her and her friend on a table playing next to each other. And we're playing next to each other, and someone's taking a picture this way and capturing all 4 of us. So there's 2 of those 3 pictures you can see me, okay? One of those 3 pictures, I'm kind of standing behind my partner, and you don't really see me as well, at least on my face. And Raina had posted that picture on her brother's wall and saying, oh, in celebration of World Series or something like that. And her brother responded to, hey, that's you and my World Series partner. And she's like, yeah, that's why I posted it. And like obviously I'm friends with her brother and my friend, and she tagged them. At this time, her and I were not friends on Facebook for those previous reasons that we stated earlier in the finale. So I'm just like, what the fuck are these people doing? Are they fucking with me right now? I'm like, she had to, and that. See, so another thing, is because I went 3, 4 years deep into her Instagram. That picture that she had posted was from a tournament like 3 or 4 years prior. So I'm just like, oh, all right, think you're funny. Um, so I was, my mind was wandering a bit. So I told that all of that. I was like, I think they're fucking with me. Like, and I told her she only activates her Facebook at this time. He's playing with him because everything that's going on with us, and he's, they're fucking with my head. They think they're funny. And yeah, I just had like this whole fucking thing about it that I told her. So let's go back to when my friend called me. Um, so yeah, I was like, yeah, dude, yeah, everything's fine. I'm good now that I'm not with that toxic woman anymore. And he's like, yeah, dude, she had messaged Reina at the World Series. I was like, oh my god, are you serious? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, well, what did she say? He's like, I can't remember much, but it was something like, um, you you and your friend are hurting Vance or something like that. You guys are not good for him. You need to leave him alone or something like that. To that effect. I don't know. That's all I really remember of it. And I was like, oh my god, like, dude. And I told him the story, the Instagram incident. I was like, dude, that's what she did something like this back then. And he was like, dude, that actually makes sense. I was like, what makes sense? And he was like, when I went to the tournament in March, in the springtime before World Series, he had seen Reina there because he was playing with her brother at that tournament as well. Um, he was like, yeah, I saw her and I brought you up. I was like, yeah, I told Vance to come, but he said he had to work. And I guess her response was, oh, I don't want to talk about Vance. And he asked why. So did I. I was like, yeah, why the fuck did you want to, you know? And he said, oh, she said because the last time that you guys had spoken, you were really inappropriate with her. I was just like, inappropriate? I was like, dude, and I told him what I said. I was like, dude, that's all I said. And I was like, oh my god. And I was like, dude, as soon as he told me that she said I was inappropriate with her, like, I'm Nubs. For those of you who know me in the beer pong scene, like back then, Nubs is fucking crazy. For her to use the word inappropriate, like for me to be inappropriate, like I must have said some fucking appropriate shit. So when I heard that word, I was just like, oh god. And like it clicked, and I was like, I put it all together. Like it was just like all these things that happened just fucking came to me at once from when I messaged her to after throwing the phone at me to getting called out to everything. It all just came together, and this is what my conclusion is. That she was pretty much like, huh, because my message to her was, oh, sorry I was creeping on your pictures and I actually liked it and unliked it. So I'm guessing she saw it and was like, oh yeah, and the only reason why I was so deep is because, I was whacking off to them and I just, maybe my dick accidentally double tapped on your face and then it undouble tapped. So that's why I liked and unliked it. That's really why, I accidentally liked and unliked it. I was just too embarrassed to tell you before. So, do you think there's any chance in hell I have with you after that or what? She's just like, no, Vance, you need to be with your girlfriend who you love. Because she's probably like, what just happened? Went from 0 to 100 real quick. Go be with your girlfriend. And then maybe she went and had that conversation as herself and was like, yeah, say something to Vance. She's probably like, nope, I'm good. That was the last straw. I'm out. So, that is what happened. And to this day, like, I honestly don't even know what the conversation was, what was said. So after that, I did try and contact Reina a few more times after that. I tried contacting her before, so when I left in our apartment, our real apartment, in Valentine's Day, and when I was at my mom's, I actually tried to hit up Reina on Instagram again, but she denied my request, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. So that was one time I tried contacting her. Another time I tried contacting her was a time when I was at work. I was in a new department. I was trying to move up within the company, and I was, and I am, and I have. Um, I was talking to this girl, and I was trying to get some feedback. I was like, hey, I need some advice. Um, she was like, oh, just, you should message her. And I was like, I don't know if that's if I should do that right now. She's like, just do it, because girls are usually curious or whatever. And I was like, you know what? I don't know. She eventually talked me into it, and so I messaged her. I said something like, hey, how are you doing? How have you been? Or something like that. I remember it was like two questions back to back, because I literally said what the girl had told me to say. And I was just like, double questions, that throws me off. But all right, I'm going to take your advice. I'm going to humble myself and be open to suggestions. So I went to another lady that I knew, and I went to go talk to her and tell her, hey, I just messaged Raina. She knows all about her and F. She was one of my first friends when I started working there. And she was like, oh, okay, good luck and stuff. So I went home later that night, and I was waiting for a message back. My anxiety, I'm just waiting, I'm anticipating. And so I'm doing laundry. I remember I was doing laundry because I was carrying my laundry basket, and my phone was in my left pocket. And I was walking out of the laundry room, and I was walking, and I heard the messenger notification go off. And I kid you not, my heart sank, and I'm just like super happy. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, oh my god. The fact that I even got a response, like I didn't think I was gonna get a response. Like, let's go. She fucking responded. Let's get inside. Let's fucking throw the laundry and let's see the fucking message. So I pull it out, and I'm so excited, and I look at the message, right? And it was my fucking friend that I told at work that that I messaged her. She had messaged me asking if Raina had responded, and I fucking lost my shit. And I was just like, do you realize that I have been waiting all day for a response, and no one else ever messages me? And this one response I thought was her, and it was you. And I sent it to her, and she was just like, I know, oh my god, I am so sorry. As soon as I said that, I realized that. And I was like, I will let you know if she responds. I will see you, or bye. And she's like, okay, I'm sorry, bye. Obviously, she never responded. I told her, I was like, hey, I'm sorry. I just, and she's like, no, I get it. That was totally on me. Her and I go way back, so I love her. And if you're watching, you're good. I forgive you. It was funny. Now it's funny, right? I'm gonna go see you today. I haven't seen you in a while, actually. I should go say hi. I'll go say hi to you. So yeah, those are the things that happened. So that's another time I tried contacting Raina. And the final time I attempted to contact her was at my friend's wedding, same friend, at his wedding. And actually, Raina's brother and his wife, which is Raina's sister, were invited, and they came to the wedding, which that kind of threw me off, to be honest. I don't even think, looking back, I could be wrong. Maybe, you know what, my story. I don't think I knew that they were even going to be there until like the day of the wedding. Maybe. Or the day before. I think the day before. Like, it was just like, oh yeah, they're coming, by the way. And I was like, oh my god. And at the time, you know what? Oh my god, I was like, I didn't even bring it up. I was like, yo, is Raina coming with them or what? And I was going to tell them to bring her. Because I had a +1, but I was there by myself. So I was going to be like, hey, you know what? You should have Raina come as my +1. And so she could just get in. She did not come, by the way. She was not there. So, I asked her brother. We were at dinner. I asked her brother one time. I brought Raina up, and they're just like, ugh. I'm like, look, I just got to ask, all right? And I think I asked about that message that was sent to Raina at the World Series from F. I was like, hey, shit. God damn it! Dude, oh my god. Fucking an hour and a half in, and I dropped a fucking name. Damn it, man. Alright, that'll be a quick edit. Anyway, so I was like, yeah, my friend told me that you guys would know about it. And he's like, honestly, I don't remember. I was like, yeah, it's fine, man. And he's like, honestly, like, she has a boyfriend now. And I was like, yeah, I know, I figured. And he was like, all that matters is our happiness, right? I'm like, at the end of the day, yeah, you're right. That's all that really matters. And then yeah, we just moved on from it. From there, we just chilled. You know, it was the wedding. We just had a good time. And yeah, that was the last time I ever saw Rena was at that Best of the West tournament, and that was the last time I tried contacting her. And the last time I actually ever talked to her was the Instagram incident. I'm gonna end this so that way I can edit that last little drop. So I know I said I was gonna do part 2 and talk about everything that's recently happening, but honestly, that's just if I were to do that, that would just show that I'm still the same person I was, um, and as back then. I would show that I'm the Vance in the story I'm telling right now, not the Vance that you're seeing right now. The Vance you're seeing right now needs to. This was the sole purpose of the F series, was to tell this story. When I first started telling it, I thought this was my final hope of, you know what, this is my only shot to, you know, this is my final opportunity with Reina. I'm going to give it my all. This is it. It's all or nothing. I'm all in, and we'll see what happens. But because I slacked so long, it's been over a year since I started. Like, my mindset is totally different. I just, like, honestly, like both of them, I just fuck them. Like, I need to just fucking let them. I need to just focus on me. I need to be a shit dog and just fucking be a shit dog, you know, because that's what I am. And when I get in a relationship, I start doing fucking terrible things. And yeah. So that is the finale. But with all that being said, I do want to apologize to Reina and F. Hopefully, both of you see this. I know one of you is going to see it for sure. Sorry. But F, I'm sorry for putting you through all that. I'm sorry that I, you know, put Reina as a priority over you during a 3-year relationship. Looking back, you know, that's what I learned from self-reflecting is, you know, I put the blame on you a lot, but honestly, I feel like 80% of it is on me. You know what your 20% is, but honestly, 80% was me. Because of Reina and everything that happened here, I needed to let this out and come clean about it and take accountability. I am not liking this feeling in my heart right now. I do not like the feeling of being humbled. And, but I have to be real and I have to let it out. So I'm sorry, F, for doing that to you, adding that to everything on top of what you were already going through at the time. And I hope you can forgive me. I hope you have a great life. I hope you find someone who gives you everything that you wanted from me that I wasn't able to give you. I hope you find your happiness, and I hope you can forgive me. And Reina, if you happen to see this, fucking long shot, but you know, I'm sorry to you as well for including you on this. That was absolutely unfair to you. My obsession, just I turned this into a fucking game. I was 21, 22-year-old kid. That's no excuse though. Looking back, maybe I thought it was at the time, but looking back, no, it wasn't an excuse. And it was so hard for me to end this F series because I know that with the end of the F series, it really means that it's the end of you. That was something that I never wanted to accept. It's been almost fucking 10 years of obsessing over you, and honestly, I'm a fucking idiot. Sorry it took me so long to realize that. I don't want to sit up here and fucking I'm sorry for making you a part of something that you shouldn't have been a part of. It was absolutely unfair to you, and I hope you can forgive me. I wish the best to you as well. Nothing but happiness. But I have to let go of both of you. And I didn't want to let go of either of you. But I let go of one of you. So now I guess I can let go of both of you now. I'm ready to do that. So I'm going to post some songs next. This is the finale. I'll do that on Wednesday. I've already got some. I'll probably record it right now so I can get out of this little funk. I just want to do some songs. So if in the beginning of the next video I seem like this, it's because I just started right after this. Anyway, that's the finale. Fuck yes, we're done. Let's fucking move on to better shit. My plan is to start Mondays and Wednesdays every week. Let's see if I can stick to it. That's the F series. Oh my god, I love you guys. Sorry about all that. Fans and thumbs out. Love you guys. Mwah. Bye.